You ever look at someone doing something unbelievable, crushing it in business, standing on a stage in front of thousands, running into the ring, breaking records, building something from nothing, and you think, man, they must be different. They must have been born with it. And then you tell yourself, that's not me, I could never do that. Let me ask you something. Why? Why couldn't that be you? Because here's the truth. Those people you're watching, they didn't get a secret manual. They didn't get extra hours in the day. They didn't get some magic button that makes life easy. Most of them started with less than you. Less talent, less money, less time, less support. But they did one thing that most people will never do. They made a decision. They decided they were going to step up, push through the fear, and make it happen. And the craziest part, they were just as scared, just as unprepared, and just as unsure as you are right now. So again, why not you? The people who achieve incredible things aren't superheroes. They're not born with some mystical gift, some secret gene, or some cosmic blessing that you somehow missed out on. They're just human, flesh and blood. Same 24 hours in the day. Same need for food, water, and sleep. Same internal voice that whispers, you're not ready, you're gonna fail, you can't do this. The only difference, the one thing that separates them from the millions of people who stay stuck is that they made a decision, not a wish, not a someday statement, a decision. They decided to take action even though they were scared, even though they doubted themselves, even though their stomach was in knots and every excuse in the world was screaming at them to back off. We have this fantasy that people who accomplish big things are fearless. It's not true. They feel fear just like you do, but they've learned to act anyway. They've stopped waiting for the perfect moment because they know it doesn't exist. They've stopped waiting for confidence because they understand confidence is built after you start, not before. Look back at anyone who's done something remarkable, and you'll see a track record of moments where they were uncomfortable, uncertain, and vulnerable, but they didn't let that stop them. That's the big difference. They leaned in when it was easier to lean back. They stepped up when it would have been more comfortable to sit down. Most people let fear, doubt, and discomfort run the show. They feel the nerves, the anxiety, the uncertainty, and they say, well, guess this isn't for me, guess I'm not ready yet. But readiness isn't a feeling, it's a choice. You get ready by doing the thing, not by sitting in your comfort zone, daydreaming about it. Think about it. Every skill you've ever mastered, every challenge you've ever overcome, started with you being bad at it. You didn't come out of the womb walking, talking, or doing math. You sucked at it at first. And the only reason you're good at those things now is because you pushed through that awkward, uncomfortable, embarrassing phase where you didn't know what you were doing. So why should chasing your dream be any different? Why do we think that building a business, writing a book, starting a podcast, getting in shape, or changing careers should somehow feel comfortable from day one? It won't. It's not supposed to. That discomfort, that's the price of entry. That's the toll you pay to get to the life you actually want. The truth is, there's always going to be fear. There's always going to be doubt. And there's always going to be that little voice in your head that says, who do you think you are? But here's the thing. Fear isn't a stop sign. It's a compass. It points directly toward the things that will make you grow. If you're scared of it, it probably matters. And doubt is just your mind testing you, asking, are you serious about this? Are you willing to keep going even if you're not sure? The answer has to be yes. You have to be willing to take imperfect action. You have to be willing to look stupid for a little while. You have to be willing to be a beginner, to fail, to get back up, to keep swinging. Discomfort, that's your body telling you you're stretching beyond your old limits. That's the exact zone where transformation happens. You don't grow in the comfort zone. You grow in the moments where you're sweating, shaking, doubting yourself, and still moving forward. The people who achieve incredible things understand all of this. They don't wait for the fear to vanish. They don't wait for the doubt to disappear. They accept that those feelings are part of the process. And instead of letting those feelings stop them, they use them as fuel. They see them as proof that they're on the right track. You've probably had moments where you were on the edge of doing something bold, something that could have changed your life, and then you backed down. You told yourself, now's not the time. You convinced yourself you weren't ready, and then days, weeks, months later, you're still in the same place, watching other people do the thing you wanted to do, wondering why it's them and not you. But here's the hard truth. It's not them instead of you because they're better, smarter, or more talented. It's them instead of you because they went first. They started before they felt ready. They said yes when every fiber of their being wanted to say no. They pushed through the fear, through the doubt, through the discomfort, and they built momentum. That's it. That's the whole secret. You keep going, you deal with the messiness, the failures, the setbacks, and you keep moving forward, and eventually what was once terrifying becomes normal. What was once impossible becomes something you just do. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, I wish I could do that, stop and ask yourself, why not you? Why couldn't you write that book, launch that brand, start that channel, get that body, land that role, move to that city, learn that skill? What's actually stopping you? Is it really your circumstances, or is it you telling yourself the same old story that you're not ready, not good enough, not capable? Because that story is a lie, and every day you believe it, you're giving away the life you could have. You're handing it over to fear, to doubt, to comfort. So here's the challenge. Stop waiting. Stop thinking you need permission. Stop assuming that the people doing the things you want to do are some different breed of human. They're not. They just acted, they made the choice, and every single day you can make that choice too. You want to change your life. You want to finally do the thing you've been dreaming about for years. Then step into the fear, lean into the doubt, embrace the discomfort, and go take the first step today. Because if not now, when? And if not you, so here it is. Life isn't waiting for you. The clock doesn't care about your doubts. The world doesn't slow down until you feel ready. Every second you spend overthinking is a second someone else is taking action, closing the gap, and living the life you keep telling yourself you'll start someday. But someday is a graveyard. That's where dreams go to die. You've got one shot at this life, and when you look back years from now, you're either going to be grateful you stepped up, or you're going to wish you had. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. The people you admire, they're not sitting around wondering if they're good enough. They're not waiting for the fear to fade. They're moving, they're building, they're failing and learning and trying again because they know the only real failure is never trying in the first place. So stop putting it off. Stop telling yourself you're not ready. You are ready enough to start, and starting is what makes you ready. Fear, doubt, and discomfort will always be there, but so will the opportunity. And every single day, that opportunity is asking the same question. Why not? Go give it your answer.